remastering coming out in 2022. So, Snake World's remastering Dragon Ball Z Final Stand, and for those of you who don't know, actually, all of y'all should know. Dragon Ball Z Final Stand, a Dragon Ball game, obviously on Roblox. It's like a lot of us. It's our childhood, Dragon Ball Z Final Stand really is it, and I'm really excited that news like this is coming out on Dragon Ball Final Stand, because it really is one of the trademark games on in the anime genre if you've been playing for longer than I guess 5 years or something. But yeah, in my opinion, it's one of the best in the genre's history, and I'm really excited about this news, and I hope things go well. Yeah, and I also wanted to address as my first point really that for all its good and all of its glory, Final Stand was not a perfect game. I mean, if you log in today, you'll probably run into a hacker and stuff. And this is mostly due to the fact that Snake World obviously quit updating the game, so obviously the scripts are really easy for people to hack and exploit and things of that nature. But in general, Final Stand's never really been a perfect game, and I don't think Snake World claims that it is, but there was one thing that I had the biggest problem with in Final Stand, and to me it was the prestige system. And let me explain. So as you're seeing the footage right here, about to go into hard TOP, and just watch how I wouldn't say I struggled. Me and my friend were running hard TOP, and I wouldn't say we struggled. We beat it in I guess a decent amount of time for two people. But most definitely it was somewhat more challenging than it should be, because of, if you guys didn't know, when you prestige more than once actually, you start getting weaker to the NPCs. Your stats are higher, so if you're doing PvP, you're set, you're good, your account's strong and all that, you won't even really struggle. You're gonna run through people easily if you're a high level prestige and all that, and rebirth and stuff like that. But if you didn't know, you get weaker per prestige after prestige 1, and the weakness is only noticeable at prestige 2 and 3, and then going forward. And as you can see right here, my Jiren is not struggling, but it's having a harder time than it should destroying these NPCs. And my Jiren's a high level, it's 700 plus. He shouldn't be struggling this much in, let's say, harder TOP with some NPCs and stuff like that. And my melee's super high, but my friend here, who's an Amikian, does better damage to NPCs, even though his melee's 400 melee weaker. And this is all due to the prestige system. I'm prestige 3, so my weakness to NPCs is wild. I do appreciate maybe that Snake World's intentions was to make sure leveling isn't impossibly easy, so that you don't get to max level and by just one-shotting everything. But at the same time, it feels a little bit unrewarding for long-time players and long-time grinders, because these players have been putting hours and hours prestiging, which is you're restarting the game, so you're playing more of the game just to get kind of weaker to the NPCs. And I understand that it discourages people from prestiging countless times, but I don't really get the point in that. Why don't you just put a prestige cap or something of that nature? But again, it's not an impossibly large issue, but it is one glaring weakness in my opinion that I saw in Dragon Ball Z Final Stand. If you're prestige 3, you're gonna struggle incredibly against NPCs unless you have people spamming red beans with you and stuff of that nature. Just getting weaker to the NPCs, I feel it kind of sucks. So I think Snake World could find other solutions to that, perhaps making it so that you get maybe not as weak as you prestige, or remove it completely, but just find a different system. Snake World is a creative dev. I'm not I'm not worried that he won't find anything to replace it. I definitely believe he can. I just don't think that this is really the best way to go moving forward, because it kind of sucked when you're leveling up as a Prestige 3. It didn't feel as rewarding as, you know, normally you'd think that it should feel. But it wasn't an impossibly like hard issue. It's not that bad. But again, it really feels like, it just feels unrewarding like for long-time players, and it feels more rewarding to kind of just weaker players, because a lot of people in this game, sure, like the PvP is cool and all, but a lot of people don't do PvP. Like me myself, I haven't done PvP in years. Like I did it back when the game first dropped, because I was interested and it was fun and all, but I got a little bit bored, so I was more interested in the grind, at least using myself as an example. But for a lot of players, and I dare I say probably a majority of players, having a game that really your stats are gonna reward you only in PvP, it's kind of lame somewhat. It kind of sucks. But yeah, it's not that big of an issue, but it is somewhat of an issue. Like it's of remarkable size, like it's noticeable. But I guess the second thing I'd like to address is whether they're gonna keep the levels or not. I do think it's wiser to wipe the levels, because there's a tremendous amount of hackers anyway and exploiters, so a lot of people are super high level. Like I do not subscribe to exploiting and stuff of that nature. It's unfun. I don't get the point. Like you don't really feel like you achieved something out of that. But again, that's just my opinion. There's some people who like exploiting, but I do not encourage it. I don't endorse it. Nothing of that. Nothing of that nature. But I do think the levels should be wiped. I'm not that concerned about leveling up again. I feel like experienced players are gonna have a very big advantage, because they know kind of all of the like tricks to Final Stand, all of the important stuff. So it won't be that hard to level up, and honestly I'm down for that, like kind of a fresh feeling to the game, and I feel like that would be more fun than everybody keeps their levels, but there's maybe a world or two where you just have to grind and then you're done with it. Yeah, I don't mind them doing that, but one thing I do want to say is I do think that they should keep the game passes, because Time Chamber, like Hyperbolic Time Chamber, is a pretty cool game pass, and for those who paid for it, you know, it's fun. And Nimbus as well, lovely game pass. Like when you prestige and stuff, since you're obviously level 1 or level 0, whatever, you're very slow, so Nimbus is actually really helpful in game passes. I just hope that Snakewell can keep them, but the levels I don't mind. Like he can wipe them if he wants. It's not really a big concern of mine. Again, like I said, I feel like most players, I'm really talking for myself, but I have a feeling that most players who've played the game for a very long time would rather really start fresh. Like it was cool having all these high level accounts, but if you've been playing for a long time, it doesn't really bother you. And I've seen some stuff on like Snakewell responding to, I don't know, some YouTubers or something, just about keeping people up to date with what the rework is gonna be like. And I think he is remodeling some of the races, and I do believe that he's gonna add like new races or something. I'm pretty sure he's gonna add new races, so I'm also excited for that. Maybe a hit race, a Beerus race, an Angel race, I don't know. But I feel like he's got a lot to work with, so it's looking really promising. And I do want to address the fact that I do think that Snakewell is genuinely a very good developer. I think he's been reliable in the past and through the years, like I think on ABA. Even though, in my opinion, the game's really unbalanced right now, and in its current state, I'm not really having too much fun. I don't play as much, but I do play occasionally, and it's still somewhat fun. I just wish some of the developing hours was put into balancing. I think that'd be fun, because now it's just kind of you play a busted character and you win, and it's kind of lame. I don't know, but yeah, I think Snake Whale is a great dev for at least all the time that I've seen him dev. I'm just excited for the return of the game. I think Roblox has been dry as buns recently, and it's definitely thrilling to have it make a comeback like this. And I mean, hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully it's a good one. You never really know, because a lot of devs might mess up an opportunity like this, but I do have faith in Snake Whale. I think he's really gonna make something out of this. So I'm really excited for this, and honestly, I can't wait to play it. And like I said, I really do hope that he does reset the levels. Like, I want a fresh new experience, instead of just kind of pulling out for a little bit of new content, because that would feel a little bit more like an update. But I think that's what he's planning on doing, basically, like resetting everybody's levels so that the exploiters don't really get anything out of exploiting and stuff like that. I don't think most of us would mind. Maybe some like try hard level 2,500 or something. I think the level caps is 1.5k, but some really big try hard might be able to pull it off. But maybe some try hard would be mad. But outside of that, I think everybody else would be fine. So yeah, that's about it. Excited for the game. Subscribe, like, and all that good stuff. And peace.